and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, act like you know it's going down. I'm your captain. It's going down. I'm your captain.
Good evening, everyone. What's up, Jason? Welcome to TerrorCrave, everybody. We are your hosts for the evening. As the title card said, I am Lee, and I am a fortunate guy because, as always, I have my man here, Jason. What's up, Jason? How are you today, sir?
I'm great, man. That was exciting.
It was exciting. I thought I was backstage for a while.
yeah, same here.
The anticipation was building. I was like, okay, now I got to live up to this title card. You know what's going on?
I know. Yeah, I know. I could see you like getting ready to like go, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. There's one more thing. Hold on.
Yeah. There's lots of false starts there for me.
yeah. Well, now we know.
Yeah.
Maybe a little long intro, but yeah, it was good.
Good. For those of you who stuck through that intro and to talk to us, we are very happy to be here. This is our first live episode, as we said. And we are going to talk about really pretty much anything and everything horror related, movie related. It's just a place for us to kind of go back and forth with some of our ideas and thoughts and things we'd like to see, and also give us some reviews and some things that we've seen.
Yeah, and I got a pretty special announcement to make here soon. We'll save that for just a little while, though. So it's so special that you don't even know about it yet. And you're involved in it, so.
Well, I guess I can't wait till the end of the show now. I'm saying so I can find out exactly. Yeah. And for those of you who are
whether you want to or not, you're involved in it. So.
I guess I should have looked at that contract and make sure what I signed was actually valid. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or is that valid?
There was a lot of fine print in there, man. A lot of fine print.
See, I should have known. No, man. But like we said, we got a lot of fun things to talk about. First, there's been a couple of exciting things that went down. I thought a couple of announcements of some cool movies that are coming out straight to, with the COVID and all of that stuff going on, the movie theaters have had to try to find a new way to, the studios, I should say, the movie theaters are really trying to find a new way to stay in business too. But movie studios are trying to get their output out there, trying to get their stuff out there. So they just announced that Paranormal Activity, which was going to come out in theaters, the new one is coming out on Paramount Plus now, and that's coming out around Halloween time. Yeah, man. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm a big Paranormal Activity fan. Those movies, they get me. Yeah, that's right up there on my list.
I think I have every streaming service there is now. It's kind of, I wish they'd put them all on one. Like, it just join forces and put them all on one. And it's, you get a good one that comes out and you're interested in that, and then something like this comes up, and it's like, well, now I got to get that one. I already have that one too. And I really do think I have all of them now. I hope they don't come out with anything else.
It'll never happen. I mean, because of the fact, like you said, I wish it was all on one, and that's actually what it was, right? Netflix came out, and then all these studios was making all this money, and then studios were like, wow, this company is blowing up on our backs, basically. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I mean, they're using all of our movies, and everybody's coming and flocking to see them. So that's why they're like, hey, we need to make our own. We've got so much output out there, so many different movies throughout the years. Let's get our own. So to your point, we got the HBO Maxes and the Paramount Pluses. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of love it because of the fact that, especially now that we're getting these movies that were coming straight to the theater, that were originally supposed to go straight to theater, are now coming to these streaming services. Paranormal Activity, as I said, and then the next one, Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
I just
is coming out on Netflix.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I know a lot of people, and I do too. I like to go see theater or movies in theaters. I like that movie theater experience, especially horror movies or action adventure movies, because people are always in them. You know what I mean? I love being in the crowd that jumps, for a jump scare or something like that. That's all good stuff for me. So I do miss that, but I also like being able to watch all that stuff in my basement, in my own personal theater.
Another good thing about a lot of those streaming services, even for anybody can get a movie out there. I mean, look at, for us, we're going to have it on, it's going to be on Prime. It's going to be on Netflix. It's just a chance for people that, there's no way, that.
Well, be careful what you're saying there, Jason. Yeah, I was be careful what you're saying. You're like, look at us. Anybody can get a movie on Prime. I was like, wait a second.
Well, I've told you like all the hurdles that I had to jump over for Netflix. A a specific kind of camera that they wanted, and so all of the cameras that I had from like ghost hunting and all that, they were no good. So it was just all these hurdles had to jump through to or jump over to get the movie to be on Netflix. And Amazon Prime, I was like, every time I communicated with Prime, it was just like, and we'll do this and we'll do that, and then they just like sent back a letter, and it just was pretty much like, whatever, man, just put it on there.
Again,
I was like,
we need to like maybe we should have discussed what you were going to say about this movie before we
it's
before
so
you started
good.
putting it out here on our first live show.
Like Regal was really upset that I was going straight to streaming instead of like putting it in Regal's cinemas, because they were hurting for money, and they were like, hey, we know this would bring us right back from the coronavirus, the whole COVID epic. And I was like, well, I already talked to Netflix and Prime, so I've got to deal with them. So sorry, Regal, maybe next time.
Exactly, right? Yeah, in your story, you choose in the story next time you say, I choose not to work with Netflix, and I went to Amazon Prime.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, exactly.
We'll check that out, dude. So, man, are you ready for the rain coming up too? I mean, what I mean? We're both in Virginia, opposite ends of Virginia, but we're both getting that call for the rain that's about to start to happen.
Yeah, I mean, like last Sunday, I was already planning my little short vacation because I knew I wasn't going to get in, maybe a couple of days of work this week. So, I made all these lists of what I wanted to get done because I knew I was going to have off, construction industry. I'll have a few days off, but we're battening down the hatches and we're getting ready for it. And I made sure that my umbrella is not up.
Not up.
It usually ends up, somewhere out in the yard.
A question for you, my friend. Is there a good horror movie that takes place during hurricane? Or I was just thinking about that earlier. I can't think of one off the top. I'm sure there's plenty that happen that take place.
Alligators. It just came out like a year or so ago.
Oh my God, that's a perfect one. Crawl.
Yeah, Crawl.
No.
Yeah, which
was
good.
Really good. That was a really good movie. It was by, I'm going to butcher the guy's name, Alejandra Alejandra. I believe that's what it was, or something very close, guys. But he also directed.
It was close.
He directed the other two great horror movies that I really enjoyed. I say that I should have High Tension, which was a really good one, and then he also directed Piranha, which I did enjoy. I did enjoy the remake of Piranha,
and so did a lot of 16 and 17-year-old boys.
I mean, I was yes, that's true. They did. There was those other things that I forgot about. Totally forgot about those scenes. But yes, they did as well.
Yeah.
I did, and so he directed Crawl, and I thought that was really good. You're absolutely right. That takes place during a hurricane, and that was pretty intense.
Yeah, and there was another it wasn't a horror movie, an action movie, the one with Morgan Freeman, where it was like a bank heist.
Hard Rain with Christian Slater.
A great movie.
I was thinking about that one, but that was, like you said, tends to be more on the action adventure side. But I've often thought, a horror action adventure could easily teeter into a horror film at times if the said antagonist was just a slightly more malicious or vicious character, so anyway, but yes, Hard Rain, I guess if you made a few tweaks, Hard Rain could fall into that category as well. That was with Christian Slater and Morgan Freeman back in the day. Late 90s flick. So, man, a lot of cool things have popped off here in the past week, I should say. A lot of great premieres. We want to talk about American Horror Story. We want to talk about Walking Dead. But with those movies or those two shows starting, one show that we've been talking about throughout the past few weeks ended, which is American Horror Stories.
Yeah.
So before we get into those things, let's talk about that and give me your thoughts on what you thought.
Redemption, because American Horror Stories, I was kind of let down with several of the episodes. I don't know, they were just different, and I know they were meant to be different, but the last one, Feral, right? That was the name of that one, Feral.
That was the one. That was the second to last one. Feral was the one that took place in the
all right.
In the woods, in the park when the boy.
So they ended back at Murder House and the video game and all that. Yeah, it wasn't bad. That wasn't bad.
Not as good as
It
Farrell,
wasn't
though.
bad.
See, look at that. I like the way how you quickly switched up. So then, second to last episode, as we discussed previously, you thought was a good episode. I thought it was, kind of lived up to what you have expected from American Horror
Yes.
Story.
Yes.
Then the finale,
Which I
you're
almost
saying,
forgot about. So
I don't know. That says a lot. Then that says a
no,
lot.
it was cool. I liked it, but it's they're always going in like like third or even fourth person here. That now the whole thing like they're saying that it was a show. They talk about American Horror Story, the TV show or the series. Then they because she's trying to make the video game like it, and then come to find out like I guess the I don't know, man. It had me kind of spinning there for a little while, man.
I would say for me, the first 10 minutes, I was like, man, this feels like a horror story. You know what I mean? The tension was there before you realized that it all just evaporated or transitioned into the game, that this person was playing, which I was like, that's a pretty badass game, actually. But
talk about graphics, man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But no, the fact that it was pretty intense, and it felt like a scary movie, a condensed scary movie, but it felt like that to me, and so I was like, well, this is good. And then to your point, it devolved into when it realized it was, when you come to realize it's the game, you're like, and that's not quite as good, and then it told that story, which I'm like, I mean, I hope that puts the end. I hope that's like puts the cap on the bottle for Murder House.
That series. Yeah.
No, American Horror Stories has been picked up again, so we will see a second season of that. But I'm saying I think that Murder House. I mean, what else can we talk about Murder House? And then it's just not that scary once the initial deaths happen. It's just usually the ghosts kind of coming to terms with what's ever happening and everything. I do say I like the fact that they're using all of these pop star related people in it. As we talked about, Paris Jackson was in a couple episodes of this season of American Horror Stories. Obviously, her father was the king of pop, Michael Jackson. Then it was, I can't remember, but she's not pop related, but Cindy Crawford's daughter was in Cindy Crawford's daughter. She made her acting debut in the series as well. But they have Miley Cyrus's sister.
That was cool. I was fine with that.
Oh, did you know that was her?
I could, because at first I thought it was Miley, and then I said no, it's not quite. But then after seeing the credits at the end, I was like, oh, that's cool. But I thought she did good, a whole lot better than Crawford's daughter, man. That was just that's definitely a who type of deal going on there, man.
The acting, and it never got any better, because she was 3 episodes throughout the season, even though it was supposed to be an anthology show with separate stories. That 3 of them were all connected to this Murder House, and she never got any better as it went on. From episode 1 through episode 3 that she was in, never got any better. I was really kind of taken aback by how wooden and cardboard that was.
2 words: acting classes.
That's right.
All I'm saying, man. If you're gonna be in movies, take some acting classes or something.
Yep. But no, so I guess, all right. So I guess for me, I'll give it a 3 out of that. You know what I mean? I guess I give the whole season. The episode, I'll give a 3, maybe 3.5, because I thought the beginning was on point. But then I think the season in general, I'll give it 2.5. Couldn't make up my mind how I was going to say it.
Yeah. I'll have to be right there. I would have been fine if they left it with Farrell, and I just felt redemption off of that. And after I said it, then I realized we had talked about that in the last show, I think.
Yeah.
But I really liked Farrell. I liked the feeling of maybe it was Bigfoot at first. That's what I was thinking anyway. And then it was, crazy people more like Wrong Turn or something like that. So
that was cool.
Like you said, I guess they just like carried the little man around wherever and like, hey, well, they're probably going to run here. Well, I hope so. I'm not moving him again.
Exactly. Now, see that? It's always been campy. Those shows are always campy. That would have been perfect if they had subtitles out there saying that, about the tribesmen or whatever they were. So no. So yeah, I'm glad that's, hey, we experienced it. I don't know if I'll go back to American Horror Stories. I mean, I like an anthology, and I think anthologies for me are always hit and miss anyway. I guess they are. Did you ever check out the latest Twilight Zone? I think you did, right?
I watched some of it. I watched
Yeah.
some of it.
And there
It
was,
wasn't bad.
yeah, it wasn't bad. I don't know. They're okay. But anyway, that's over now, man. American Horror Stories is over and done
Yeah.
with until next season. So with that being done, we had the debut of American Horror Story. They had the first 2 episodes on. They were
Yeah.
back to back. And Jason,
Double feature.
yep, double feature. There we go. And man, I'll just tell you, I thought it was awesome.
I did too. I really liked it.
Yeah.
And then the whole thing, like we saw some of the people that we know and love from American Horror Story, and that's one of my favorite things about the whole show is how they bring back the cast members.
Yeah.
And a new cast member that I really, you didn't see much of him for years and years, and then you heard things and this and that. But Macaulay Culkin, man, he did a great job.
Yep.
Really did. And one of my favorite things, even it came out a few years back. It was I think he was catching an Uber with somebody. He was playing Kevin McAllister. The Uber driver picks him up, and he's in the back and he's smoking. He's like, "Man, you doing all right?" He said, "Doing all right." And he starts telling the story about like when he was young and his parents left him at home and he was just left out. He was in a big family, and I was like, "This dude is funny as hell, man."
Right.
But I thought he did a great job. I thought the movie the first 2 episodes were great.
Yeah.
I love the whole thing about taking the pill, and then at first I was like, all right, so they're in a town with people with messed up teeth, and they're all hanging around in certain spots. I said, is this in Waynesboro? Is that where this film is? Is this second? No,
oh my gosh, no. You brought up that. Like I said, I thought it was great. I thought there was tension throughout, the whole thing, man. It felt like scary to me. Again, I watch a lot of these horror stories, and I'm either kind of grossed out by them, and maybe that's what people look at for horror sometimes. You know what I mean? There's been some seasons that I'm just totally grossed out by, can't enjoy. But this one just feels like that sense of, I don't know, it just felt it was a good mix of The Shining, the writer's trying to write. It's got this vampire quality to it, these weird things running around. I will say I question the fact that these people are okay with these bald-headed things running around in their town. I can't say city, in their town. That's just, it's like no big deal. You know what I mean? It's just like not a big deal at all. I'm like, what is this? Especially when I thought this thing chased her down the street, I was like, wow, this show is really putting it out there really quickly. Like there was going to be like mayhem, you know what I mean? Like from the townsfolk. What is this creature? But everybody's like, that's just a whole Blake. He didn't have any talent.
I know. The police are like, oh, they won't bother you. They won't bother. Like, what are you talking? Yeah. What would you do if you moved to a town like that? You're going to your writer and I can't even believe that, man.
Yeah, and especially
then it breaks into the house. They're like, well, they won't come back again. It's like, well, I guess not.
No biggie. But then when he was walking to the store, the father, when he was walking to the store, I will say, look at those things. Mean, look at them, dude. I mean, the way they move,
they're like Salem's Lot type of vampires or something, man.
Yes. But I have to ask. I'm taking me off topic with showing me that picture because it made me think. Do they have the sharp teeth also?
I don't know. I'll see if we can't.
I asked that because obviously he had to go to the dentist to get the sharp teeth. I don't see these talentless vampires lining up. You know what I mean? To go see.
Talentless. I mean, these could have been like famous people or something that just like disappeared. They're off the radar and they're over hanging out in the cemetery chasing people trying to drink their blood.
I'm actually really excited to see the next episode because it was like, where will it go from here? With the mother not, obviously catching the daughter just eating that animal up like she was.
First of all, that little girl needs discipline. And I can see that. I can see, I mean, she didn't talk back to her mom till after she took the pill, and neither did the guy either. Neither one of them. They seemed like good people. But even at the beginning, when the girl's like, that's when we were growing up. You remember the commercials say kids who do drugs have parents who do drugs. You remember that commercial? So it's the same thing that kids who are drinking the blood probably got the father or somebody's done taking this pill too. But that was the whole thing. She's like, oh, maybe I should take a pill so I can get this.
Just like be like daddy. Get this piece down. Exactly. Yeah. But also, where do you see, I think where this is going to go is, excuse me, the mother who's been struggling with putting this house together.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Who obviously
yeah,
has no talent,
yeah.
takes the pill
Oh,
as
I didn't think
well.
about that. So
And
she's a
then she devolves into these, as you said, Salem Lot-esque like
yeah. Wow, I didn't even think about that. I thought that
vampire.
maybe she would show up and he'd get home and the house would be beautiful. But
Oh,
I don't
maybe,
know,
but I
man.
mean,
Like,
she it just go. You know, she's been struggling. You know, she can't decide between these two similar like colors and stuff like that. So they keep showing her struggling. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
And so that's right. Maybe she does, but I think that she starts to, you know what I mean?
Oh, that would make it more interesting though if she turned into one of the other.
And debate,
The
yeah.
I forget what they called them, but
And she's pregnant
yeah.
too. So there's got to be a reason she's pregnant.
Oh,
You know what I mean? We know why she's pregnant because that's what people do. But I mean, pregnant for the story purposes. You know
yeah.
what I mean? What's she's not just going to
Oh,
be
and then what if the baby's fine? Maybe the baby's not talentless. The baby's got talent and just doesn't know it yet. You know?
perhaps,
Yeah.
perhaps, man. You don't know, but no, I think so. We both agree that I think that I'm really excited about this season of American Horror Story. I think to your point, Macaulay Culkin did a great job. I
Hmm.
think Sarah Paulson is playing a really interesting character this
I
season.
didn't even recognize her at first. The first scene that she was in, I didn't know that was her.
Tuberculosis Mary or whatever her name is, or
Yeah.
something like that, isn't it, or
Something
something?
crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So no, it looks good. I mean, I'm excited about it, and it's going to be great. I think. Hopefully, it doesn't
Yeah.
end on a bad note. But no, so cool, man. That came out, and then of course we have been eagerly awaiting, unfortunately, the last season of The Walking Dead.
Yeah.
There we go. That's the team right there. That's the team. So what do you think, man? What are your first impressions of the first two episodes of this season?
I enjoyed it. A lot of times the first episode or two were a little bit slow, and I think I don't mind that too much. It's when the whole season is slow that I don't like it. But this one, I mean, there was some action right out the gate. Um, they've got to find food. They're taking in, Maggie's. All the Maggie's people are coming up there. That plus they've got all the survivors from Hilltop and the farm, and they've got to find food. And every time they go out and bring back food, it's just like, well, this will get us through the week, or this will get us a couple of days. And Maggie supposedly knows where some food is, but man, I don't know if I trust her, man. When Negan broke it down in the subway, which why in the hell would you go in a subway, man? That'd be like the worst place. They're taking him because he knows DC.
Right.
That's the whole thing. He knows his way around there, but he even said, we shouldn't be down here. And they're like, oh, be quiet. You don't know what you're talking about. But he's the one leading. So, yeah, he knows what he's talking. I would never go down in the subway if there was a zombie apocalypse. No
Well,
way, man.
we spoke about torrential downpours and hurricanes. I mean, that is what they were kind of in the middle of, which is what originally drove them down there. Now,
Yeah.
to your point, we obviously know going underground in the subway was going to be pretty terrible and have some
Yeah.
consequences, much like they did. But what
Yep.
do? Do you face the forces of nature, or do you face the forces of The Walking Dead?
I don't know, man. I think I'd rather take my chance in a little bit of rain and thunder than to go down there and be, And what about like all the bodies that were in the bags down there? You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah,
That right
yeah.
there
There's
tells
something
me
to that.
something's up. There's something going on, but I don't know, man. It's crazy.
No, there's definitely something up, and I think all those things that Daryl was saying were little. I don't know. Maybe they were just there for whatever, but I think there was some clues as to what we might come upon here later on in the season. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
So
how did you think the first one ended? How did you like that with Maggie needing help up and Negan just like walked away?
well, I thought first of all, I didn't think Maggie was going to be in any real danger. So I wasn't like, oh
No,
my God, you know
no,
what I mean? I knew she
no.
was back and was going to be on here for the rest of the season. That being said, I didn't like it because Negan had worked so hard to redeem himself and front of the audience with the audience as well. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
then all of that stuff over the past 5, 6 years, he almost flushed down the toilet by doing that.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, he also, his points made a lot of sense. He was like, you just threatened to kill me. So I know
Yeah.
that second chance you
Yeah.
get. And to his point, like he said later on, hey, I didn't try to kill her. I just didn't try to stop her from being killed. That's two different things. You know what I mean? It's and it's kind
Michael
of
Hoover
right.
said, yeah. So, hey, we got a couple of comments. I see Davon, who follows, he always watches our stuff on YouTube. What's up, Davon? Good to have you on here, man. And Michael Hoover, he agreed about American Horror Story and stories. And he commented Karen. She's a Karen. So I definitely think that another thing that didn't really make sense to me, and I don't think that he would have said it when he says something about Glenn.
Yeah.
When he's going on the rant about, she just brought me down here to kill me. As soon as as soon as she gets a chance, she's going to kill me. And then he said something about Glenn. I don't think he would have said something. I didn't like how they put that in there.
He said, I don't want to die like a dog like Glenn did, which I thought was, I was like, wow. You know what I mean? But it's funny you say that because the actor, he actually went back and said, called him and was like, I can't say this line. You know what I mean? It's just, well, why would he say that down here? You know what I mean? That doesn't make any sense after all of these years of him trying to build it back up. There was no way he would say that, but the producers and writers were like, no, you got to say it. You got to say it. But he was pushing back. He didn't want to say it.
Well, I'm a Negan fan. To me, him and Rick were no different. That's just the way I feel. He had his community, Rick had his community, and both of them were just looking out for maybe sleeping with everybody's wife. Maybe that wasn't too good a thing, but but you think about it, Rick went in and killed a bunch of his people. Negan just retaliated.
Yes, I know that is true.
And he has been working hard, and he's seen, what he did was wrong, and the whole thing. But to me, man, like, I've been saying it to you for I don't know how long. I said, Maggie better not kill Negan. I'll be mad because she went to some other show and then came back because the show didn't work out, whatever it is. But her character, just to, she's like supposed to be this badass woman now, and I don't know. But how can every arrow hits the guy, right? The walker in the head, every arrow, bam, bam. I was like, man.
Because don't you know they've been practicing for 10 years now?
Oh,
Been practicing
I know
for 10
people
years.
that have been bow hunting for years and years and never. But I guess if you're doing it, you got to make that shot. All right, I'll give you that.
When they're bow hunting, and maybe they are bow hunting out there, like saying if I miss, then I die. But that's that's the difference between them and these guys. Your friends out there doing this. But I will say too about the show, I think it was almost a return to horror for this as well. Like you made a point here at the very beginning when we started to speak about it, that it was action oriented, but I think it was a lot more horror oriented as well. These past 2 episodes with the dark and the zombies and just the way it all went down. What about that poor boy Gage?
What got me is the one guy, I can't remember the guy's name, that I think he was with Negan. And then they called him and put him in the, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It was just funny that him and Negan were the only two that went over and tried to open the door.
Yeah,
even Negan tried to open the door, and she's like, "No, we can't open it. If we open it, I don't know, man. I would have opened the door. I couldn't. I'm pretty.
Because it wound up anyway. What happened? But I guess But I guess they almost did get overrun. If Daryl hadn't gotten that door open, they would have been done.
Damn Daryl to the rescue again.
And
what the hell, dog? He needs to put a leash on that thing, man.
That's what I'm saying. He can't run all through the tunnels. Not cool.
Yeah. But he did. I guess Dog went and helped that one guy or whatever. But there was the one point where Dog jumped on a walker. And I was like, oh, man, that's it for him. Because this is, what was it, Day of the Dead or Dawn of the Dead. They used the dog to help him escape. Yep. And this one, doggies don't live. They get killed.
That's a true story.
Yeah. Horses, whatever it is.
Yep. Oh, man.
I thought it was good. It was a good it was a good beginning. I really liked both of these episodes so far.
Yeah, you and me both.
I really liked them.
You and me both. I think both of these horror shows that kick off in the fall, man, have both. I think we agree. Both had a strong start. Their first 2 episodes have been on point and have made me really excited about seeing the rest of the season.
Oh, I forgot to flash up the pictures that I had. So there's them going down in the look. Even Negan's like turning around, like, yeah, this is dumb. Everybody else is like, what's happening down here? He's like, where? How do we get out? And then some walking through the subway buses or subway cars, and I mean, it's almost like you're trapped in your own coffin when you're inside with them.
It was very reminiscent of. Have you seen Train to Busan?
Yes, great, man. I'm surprised that they didn't try to remake that. It's
funny you say that. It's so funny you say that, Jason. I just read yesterday that they have announced it over the past recently that they are going to remake an English version, which is going to be difficult because maybe it's going to be an English version that takes place in Japan. I mean, because it's got
why?
Well, because they don't. The big difference is we don't have those bullet trains.
Oh,
you know what I mean? So I mean that's a major plot of this whole storyline.
Yeah,
so
true.
what are we going to put it on an Amtrak? I mean, I guess you could, but it just
Atlantic City.
Yeah.
No. Well, I think that movie was, even with subtitles, man, that movie was
awesome.
Great.
It was really good.
I don't think they need to remake it. At first, I was watching, I was like, oh man, I wish they'd remake this. And then, like at the end of it, I was like, they don't need to remake this movie. It was great.
All. I was late to the game with that. I just watched it probably 2 or 3 months into the pandemic for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And I've been hearing about it for years, but I checked it out and I was like, wow, it was awesome. It was really, really good flick. So definitely, if you guys haven't seen it, check it out.
What was it? The Reapers for the Walking Dead. The Reapers showed up.
Oh yeah.
And what did you think about when they came up out of there and they saw all those people like hanging up by their feet?
Dude, that was wild. I mean, I was like, Negan and all those guys came running up to that and were like, let's circle back, double back. You know what I mean? And then poor C. Thomas Howell, the guy who had ran off, old soul man from the 80s. I think he got shot right in the head with an arrow, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
So I think he's done. But no, man, this looks like a. But look, you know what I first thought about them when they came walking up is they're wearing armor like Maggie's buddy is. So I wonder if he's a former Reaper.
Oh, I didn't think about that. I was just looking at the mask. I was like, man, damn, that's a lot of Jasons out there. I thought they were all hockey masks, but the more I look at them, I'm like, no, they're just like these crazy masks.
But that dude has a mask, right? That came back with Maggie, right? Didn't he?
So are these the ones that like were chasing them down? Because
this is that. I don't know if he was ever with them or not. I don't know if he was ever with them, but I'm just saying, seeing this group emerge out of the woods made me think, was he with them at one point? You know what I mean? Because he's wearing the armor and all of that stuff type. that or looks like it. Maybe it's totally not, but it looks like it to me.
Well, is he in that first picture? No, he's not in that picture.
No, the guy
I think he is, man. I think he's wearing the same thing.
So maybe he is, and then somehow decided what we've done is wrong and come over and be with Maggie and them, or maybe he killed somebody and took the armor. Maybe that's the story.
Oh yeah, that could be, or anything blended or anything. But
and
then what about everybody else up at, what is that? The Community? Is that where they're at? What's the name of that place? Where?
Eugene, the Commonwealth.
Yeah, the Commonwealth. That's right.
That's Eugene and the King and everybody.
Yeah, the King.
That's everybody there. That's pretty interesting storyline as well. I was gonna say the picture you just threw up had the dude who went to the military academy, or he just was saying he went to, I forgot where he said he went here in this last episode, but I guess he's gonna be the main player in the story. The new guy with the red armor.
Do you think they're on the up and up, or do you think they're?
I think they are on the up and up. Something tells me
I
they
think
are.
so too.
Yeah. So
you never know, though, man. You never know.
You don't. You do not.
I don't know.
Well, man, I think we have said it all. I know we had an exciting announcement you wanted to make, though, before we kind of come to the end of the show. So by all means, I give you the floor, sir.
Yeah. like that?
I did
That was
like
pretty
that.
neat. It needs a little bit of work. Okay, so we know that there's no way that we can get Joe out by Halloween. We just have too much more to film with. COVID put us on the backtrack last year and going into this year, and just everybody's schedule and craziness and whatever it is. We're not going to rush that film to get it out, so it will not be out by Halloween, but we will be filming at least one, possibly two short films that will be 20 to 30 minutes. And they will be out in time for this Halloween, and they will be great movies. And one of them I've already got everything that we need. It will be all the actors that people will love from Joe, the ones that they've seen in the trailers, including my awesome co-host who was just hearing about this.
Indeed.
But
it's so
yeah,
exciting though.
yeah. So we want to know what the short film should be about, and we're going to base it. I will write the whole script as soon as people comment what they think it should be about. So should it be zombies, vampires, ghosts / demons, because you gotta have the demons with the ghosts, werewolves, a witch, clowns, or a stalker killer type, more like your Michael Myers, Jason, like that. So I'm going to let people can comment on the video. I'll actually, this video, after we end live, it'll be up on Facebook and YouTube, but whoever I get, or whichever theme that we get the most for, I will write a script for that. And we'll make that movie. The one that I've already got written, it can kind of go one way or the other as far as what it's going to be about. I should have put Bigfoot on that. Dang on it. I always forget Bigfoot. He's so hard to find.
He is so hard to find. What's the cutoff on that? On the deadline? The deadline on like when you want to get submissions?
Let's say for that one. Let's see. This is what the 5th is on Sunday, so I'll make it the 12th. The 12th for that one.
All right, guys.
And,
you heard it here.
I think it'll be good, man.
You heard it here.
News.
Breaking news. We will film. We commit. I didn't realize I was committing anything until just now.
Yeah. Your co-actors are out there like, what the hell did he just say? We're doing what?
Sounds like it just might be a one-man play. Yeah. No, I'm just joking.
It's all about Lee.
Yeah.
You got to do it now.
Exactly, right? No, but yeah. So let us know by September 12th what you want to see. There's a lot of great choices down there. And we will then begin making that movie.
Yeah, we've got one already. Shane Butler says zombie clowns, so we can actually make the clowns zombies. That would work. Hey, I have plenty of props where we can make anything. We can make it all work.
All right. Well, that's exciting, man. That's going to be good stuff. On top of Joe, because Joe will be made and will be coming out. So
we're just not going to rush Joe. Yeah, we're not going to rush Joe. So
Joe can't be rushed. Can't be rushed.
No, it's going to be too good. Yeah, because Netflix said so.
That's exactly. See, already you're already picking up on the lessons, my friend. Very good job.
That's right.
Yeah, see, speaking out there. Well, guys, listen, thank you very much for tuning in. This was our first live episode. Appreciate any feedback, comments, anything you want to share with us, please let us know. But we are going to try to do this on a weekly basis, and we look forward to communicating with you guys and just talking about the latest films and news and things like that.
Yeah, if there's a movie that you want us to review, see what we think about. Maybe it's some long lost video that people don't usually watch, so which is a lot of what we do, but it could be something we've never heard of. So put it in the comment. We'll check it out and review it.
The Beast Within. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah. I have seen The Beast Within. I actually have a T-shirt. I almost wore that T-shirt tonight, as a matter of fact. Oh man, that would have been perfect. No. All right, guys. Well, listen, thank you very much again. We appreciate it. Again, follow us on follow BT Hunt's Facebook page, YouTube, Instagram. Check us out. Let us know what you think again. Again, Jason, appreciate it, man. Had a great time. Yeah, man. Thanks, Lee. See you guys next time.
Later.